I want to highlight a woman that basically is saying she's having problems in the job market. Okay? She's having problems in the job market. Now, I'm thinking that before I actually play her video, because I haven't actually seen her video yet, so I'm winging it. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm winging it. Before I play her video, I'm gonna play a video that I played on the Anton Daniels channel about the post office, okay? So let me play this video first. So this is over in the Bay Area, but this is all across the entire nation. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications, all right?
Whether you're at the local post office or they come to your home to deliver your mail, postal workers are part of our neighborhoods. You may even know them by name. Their jobs are important, but not always easy. In fact, recently, they have become targets for thieves, and in some cases, even being attacked on the job. Right now, the Postal Service is trying to fill 600 positions. It even held a job fair in Menlo Park today. Our Amanda Harry caught.
And this is just over in the Bay Area. This is just over in the Bay Area, all right? But this is happening all across the country.
Up with Jada, one of the applicants.
Shout out to my girl Q. What up, Q?
Who is holding out hope for a new career despite some of the occupational hazards.
Managers with the United States Postal Service say they are looking to hire as many people as possible. They say they're severely understaffed, meaning many people have to work overtime, leaving them tired and possibly more at risk.
Yep, we're hiring.
I know it's a good job that you have for a long time.
Jada Reese stopped by the Menlo Park post office to send out a package when she stumbled upon the post.
Hey, shout out to the ladies pulling up in a t-shirt with no panties on. That got no bra. Shout out to the ladies that's pulling up with no bra out here in these streets. No undershirt, no nothing. They just got the tank top on. And they said, we pulling up to get us a job, y'all.
Postal Service career fair. So she took her chances and filled out an application.
I was told that there's a lot of opportunities for career advancement. I have a pretty good relationship with the carriers in my community, so I figured it would be like a good way to get some work experience and like be connected to the community.
Reese says she's looking for a job that has the potential to become a career, and that working for USPS fits the bill. Right now, Post Office Operations Manager Riza Yumel says they don't have enough staff to work efficiently, and they're looking to fill hundreds of positions for essential employees.
We have a lot going on, as I said, mail handler, clerks, even custodians and carriers, so we are hiring right now.
This is surveillance video from an alleged robbery that took place in Oakland last month. USPS says the suspect didn't take any mail, just the postal keys. Those keys can be used to open potentially thousands of mailboxes. Yumel says they try to give their employees training to hopefully avoid becoming victims of mail theft.
When we hire people, that's the first thing we do. We make sure that they know about safety, they have trainings. We make it a point to be with the new carriers every day for the first 2 weeks, and then after that, every week until probation.
USPS says mail theft is a federal and state crime. They offer a $150,000 reward for information that leads to the arrest of a suspect in these types of cases. But Reese says she's not going to let these incidents stop her from pursuing a career with USPS.
I hope that my life is not like, going to be a...
She got front teeth. Why y'all acting like she ain't got no front teeth? I'm looking at her front teeth right now. Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta cut some slack. This girl is coming in there to get a job. All right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. She got front teeth. I just seen her front teeth.
Affected by it, but I think it's something that you have to assess risk with anything
It may be a little rough, but she got them.
you do. Yeah, I think that would probably have to be like a fluke sort of thing.
Interested applicants can...
All right, so in a general sense, it's plenty, and it's not just the USPS. It's a lot of places that's like, yo, come over here, hire us, rock out with us, or whatever. So it's a lot of jobs that's available, but what I'm thinking is that it's not the jobs that y'all say that y'all want. Everybody want to chill. Everybody want to work from home. Y'all don't want to go out here and do the same thing that men have been doing for an extended period of time. And so what they saying is, ain't no jobs. the market is so saturated. We want to just chill. I think that if you really wanted to work, and I haven't even seen her video yet, I believe that if you really wanted to work, you could find a job. But that's not what you want to do. I don't think y'all want to do the jobs that men do. I don't think y'all want to go out there and hustle anymore. I think y'all really want to live the soft life. It's a lot of people that have a lot of opportunity and y'all don't want these jobs. I mean, the post office themselves are begging for y'all to come in there. And y'all like, no, we ain't doing it. We not doing it. We can get them jobs to the migrants. Okay. Well, like I said, this woman, her name is Ari, A-I-R-E, Anatoni. All right. I always like to give credit to the content creators. As of the recording of this video, 387 subscribers. So if you guys go over there and show love and say that you found her through the Anton Daniels channel, again, I don't know whether or not this is going to be good content or not, but that's her name. You can go over there and check out her platform. I like to give credit to the content creators. This is her saying that it is difficult to find employment in the job market today. All right. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Let's get to it. Oh, no, we're gonna do the intro.
Tony, back with another video. If you are a new viewer, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out a whole lot, so let's get into the video. I live in Washington. It is raining very hard at this moment, and the rain is back, and I'm not even kidding. I'm kind of feeling some type of way about it, but it is what it is. It rains here. But if you hear droplets in the background, or it sounds like you kind of are hearing the noise from some type
I'll get some more water. I can hear.
If you're hearing the noise from the rain, that's the reason, because it is raining here. But I wanted to make an updated video about job searching, because I honestly thought I was completely insane and thought I was losing my mind when it came to how this job market is. And I will admit that this job market at this moment and at this time is just not the best. I have had times in my life to where I've been unemployed, and job searching back then compared to now has completely made a big shift compared to looking for jobs back then. I've always was able to get a job compared to now very quickly. When it comes to doing my job search, I would apply to not only one job, but I would apply to several jobs, get interviews, etc. And I feel like employers back then, and also just probably has something to do with how the world is going, and I believe we are in inflation right now, so that probably has something to do with the job market being as bad as it is right now. But back then, when it came to job searching and job searching now, there's a big difference, and I'm just going to give you guys some tips on what I did this go around when it came to looking for jobs and just what I've gone through, so you can just see what I'm talking about. And I wanted to talk about this because I watch YouTube videos a lot, and I've been seeing compilations getting posted more recently of people experiencing the same thing, because I honestly just thought I was the only person that was going through rejection after rejection after rejection. And honestly, I feel like I honestly just thought it was me at first, like, I can't lie. Like, when you go, I'm not gonna lie, like, when you go on several interviews, you kind of get burnt out. And just the way some of these employers are doing the interviews nowadays, it's a very, like, some of them do like a very long, drawn out process to the point where it's just like, I don't even want the job anymore, or I'm interviewing over here, this employer, I'm also considering this other employer. You know what I mean? I just feel like jobs are doing the most when it comes to hiring these candidates. And I understand it, but at the same time, I don't, because we all need to work. And I know there's some people out there that don't want to work, but a lot of us need to pay our bills, and a lot of us need to work. So
is it the type of jobs that y'all applying for where y'all saying y'all can't find anything? Or is it the fact that y'all not networking effectively? Or is it the fact that y'all only relying on online postings? Or maybe your resume is not up to date? Or maybe your LinkedIn is not a reflection of your resume? Or maybe you're not tapping into the resources? And here's another thing. How is it that all of these people keep applying to different jobs all the time? Because one of the things that she said in the beginning was, I always used to be able to find a job. And I don't know her personal circumstances. Shout out to Artifacts. I appreciate you. I'm going to read that shortly. I don't know her personal circumstances. But then my question then becomes, why do y'all always be needing a job? Or how do y'all always be in between jobs? Like, what caused you to quit the last job, go without a job, and then have to go and get another job? You know what I'm saying? So there's so many questions, but again, I'm going to be open-minded, and I want to hear what she got to say, and then we're going to go from there.
Just by making it difficult for some of us to get employment, it just ends up being very frustrating. But I would just say, going back to just the difference of how it was back then compared to now when it came to just a simple job search, it has changed completely. I've always used Indeed's platform to look for jobs. I've tried to branch out using apps or sites like ZipRecruiter and things like that, but I feel like Indeed has always been the app where I've always gotten steady employment just using Indeed.com. So back then I would apply for jobs, and I feel like the longest back then, if I were unemployed probably for maybe 5-6 months, or probably even less than that. I don't remember, but I know it was less than what I've been unemployed more recently. And I've always gotten a job, I feel like, a lot quicker compared to now.
How do y'all be unemployed? Like, bro, I haven't gone without working. Well, I retired in 2019. And so that gap, but that's different. You know what I'm saying? That's not, oh man, I'm just, worried about the job market or something like that. I was actually looking to retire for the rest of my life or whatever. But outside of that lull, that gap of when I retired away from Comerica Bank in 2019 and then wound up taking whatever this is right now, I don't remember not being without a position since 2008 recession. I don't understand how y'all go without positions or y'all go without jobs and stuff. Y'all be out of work for 5 or 6 months at a time, multiple times throughout the years. It's crazy to me, bro.
But I would just say this go around, I was unemployed for a lot longer because the job market is not the best and it's super competitive. Employers, what I've dealt with when it came to this go around, when it comes to looking for a job, is that employers are asking really silly questions. They're keeping the phone screening process in just due to COVID. They're doing the phone screening to where they're asking questions about your resume. And then they're like, oh, we will get back to you. And if you get a call, then the next steps might be a video or Zoom call. And then they'll do it in person, or they might just go straight into the in-person. So I feel like a lot of these employers are drawing or making the interviewing process a lot longer. And they're also being very picky, as they kind of should, but at the same time, I feel like there's a difference between being picky and being too picky. But they're being very picky when it comes to the people that they want to hire. They're kind of...
How can you be too picky? When the market is saturated, then you can afford to be a little bit more picky because you know that there's plenty of people that's looking for these particular positions, right? And again, maybe it's just the areas that they're in and all of this stuff. But you can't really be too picky when you have a host of candidates. You get the best available candidate, right? But when there's scarcity, then you start to allow for people to come in that you normally wouldn't take that you wouldn't even take into consideration. Then you're less picky. And so I think that she's probably conflating, or she's dealing with trying to wrestle with the idea of what the difference is between the job market of yesteryear and the job market today. It's two different markets. And so, that's the difference.
Searching for people that are, have experience for 20, 40 plus years. They're looking in your resume for gaps. They feel like if you have too long of gaps, then there's an issue, but then they don't realize that they don't turn around and realize what the world is in right now. We are all going through it. It's inflation. You know what I mean? Everybody is having a hard time at this point, and I feel like a lot of employers don't take that into consideration. And I feel like a lot of the questions I would get asked to when it came to some of these employers, I honestly would just have to keep an open mind because I didn't know what type of questions I would be answered on these interviews. And I'm used to, especially back in the day, of employers just asking just standardized questions about my resume, my experience, just normal questions. But I just feel like nowadays, some employers are kind of sticking to that script, but a lot of employers are venturing off, and I feel like they're Googling these crazy questions. I've asked, or employers have asked me, oh, how would your past managers rate you? And just silly questions like that. And I'm just like, what?
I don't really understand why that's a silly question. Look, any job interview that I've ever been on as a formality, most of the time, is multiple different interviews at the same time. Hello.
Hello, my name is Caitlin. I'm your DoorDasher. I'm just curious how I get into the building because it sent me to the front and the door is locked.
Yeah, you got to come in.
Waiting up for the McDonald's.
Yeah, you can come in through the back of the building, and the security guard will be down there, and then he'll let you right up.
To go to the back side of the building?
Yes, ma'am. It's a door in the back of the building. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
All right. A lot of times what these DoorDash drivers do is they pause for a long time, right? I can't get into the front of the building. The instructions clearly say come to the back with the security guard, right? And so they pause for a long time after you explain it because they want you to say this. This is what they want you to do. All right, you know what? I'll come down there and get it. No, bring your butt up to the office and bring me my DoorDash. They want me to say, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm going to come down there. No, you're going to come up here. You're going to do your job. You're going to bring me that DoorDash. I'm going to tip you well. And that's going to be the end of the conversation. Read the instructions, bro. Good God.
What the heck is going on? You know what I mean? And I'm not going to lie.
Hey, don't be complaining that all of my DoorDashers are women. I wish I could. Yo, if I could put a preference on my app, only women DoorDashers. Only women DoorDashers, I would do that. I think y'all would make a whole lot more money like that, right?
I was feeling very, very defeated at the time because I just feel like I was doing everything in my power to be able to get a job, and I feel like it was just not happening for me. And I feel like when you've been unemployed for 6, 7, 8 months or even 9 months to like almost just throughout that long period of time, I just feel like you get to the point where you hit a wall and you're just like, is there something that I'm doing wrong? And you really just start questioning everything. But I feel like the whole time,
she must have got out of it.
I just kept going. And I would just say, that's what I recommend. You might experience hardships when it comes to looking for jobs in the job market, but I recommend just keep going. And
how do y'all feed
even if you want one particular job, I would just say,
jobs?
Just be on, because Indeed is the only app that I use. So I would just say use whatever job platform that you want to use and just be on it when it comes to checking it. Check it multiple times a day to see what job postings are out there. And just try to be one of the first ones to get in there when it comes to applying, because there are several candidates that do apply to one job and they have to go through all of those candidates. And I feel like nowadays employers are probably also like, oh, we don't want to hire the wrong candidate. We might get somebody that wants to stay with the job for like 5 seconds and then the job posting goes back up. And that's another thing that would happen, where I would interview for jobs and then I would see the job posting go back up, or there would be several employers that would ghost me and not update me about my application process or the interview process. Or there would be employers like, oh, we decided to hire within, or, oh, you have to do this skills test, and if you don't get a perfect score for this skill test, you're not going to move on within the job. Like, kid you not, normal. I feel like I went through all of the crazy scenarios that somebody would go through when it comes to looking for a job, and I feel like I was just like, what the heck is going on? Eventually, since I am working at this moment, I would say the best thing that worked for me at this moment was going through a staffing agency. And I would say the staffing agency, I believe, for the assignment that I'm working with now, I believe it is attempt to hire, but I'm still having an open mind because I don't want to just think that I'm going to be hired on. But I believe that what the position that I am doing now, I believe it is attempt to hire, and I believe I am going to be employed by the temp agency for a certain amount of time, and I believe I'm going to be hired on to the job that I am working at. But like I said, I'm just not going to assume, but we'll see. But I went through a temp agency because I just feel like I had no other options. And I'm not gonna lie, I've always worked straight with employers, applied and worked straight with employers and got in there and worked with a company. There was like one other time I went through a temp agency and I did not get my contract extended, and I felt some type of way about it, but I feel like everything happens for a reason, and that was a long, long time ago. So this is like the second go around where I've worked with a temp agency, and I would just say, or a staffing agency, I would say this is like the best experience I've ever had working with a staffing agency compared to the last time, because I feel like it was a faster turnaround, and I feel like the recruiter.
Why do people say I feel like? Y'all gotta listen to yourself and then make adjustments when you see things going a certain way. Hey, here you go. No, you fine. Thank you, baby.
You're welcome. Is there straws in the bag? Thank you so much.
Thank you, babe. You too. Anyways, so yeah, man, it's about the type of job I think that you go for and the things that you looking for. I am always curious about the additional details and context. I don't expect to get it all in one YouTube video or something like that, but yeah, man, I think that there are positions out here. It just depends on what you're going for and what you're going into. A lot of y'all need to look for a career. All of that job hopping, having 10 different things on your resume within the last year and a half is crazy, bro. It's crazy. All right. Y'all said tell her, Glow Hardy said tell her AD. Jesus Christ.